Thank you and welcome.
Thank you for staying with us. This is the home stretch, and we have two very special persons on this segment today. For those of you who are lovers of that long-running soap opera, Tinsel, I'm sure you know this couple. They are a couple on set, and they are a couple in real life.
Sorry.
And I'm talking about Florence Ikechukwu and Ikechukwu. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Well, you may not recognize those names, but you will recognize Chooks and Ene. Of course, you remember Chooks. Chooks and all his harebrained schemes.
Oh, well.
And Ene, who is ever there to put him on the straight and narrow. You are welcome, guys. I'm so pleased to have you.
Thank you for having us.
We are pleased to have you with us this morning. Now, let me begin with you, madam. Tell us, did you both meet on set?
Yes. Officially, we met on set. But we had gone to the same school, we're in the same department. We just never crossed, path until we met on Tinsel, and we had to play boyfriend and girlfriend, and
What's
the
that?
rest. Unilag, University of Lagos.
Boyfriend and girlfriend on set, and then you became boyfriend and girlfriend in reality.
Yeah.
And then you became Mr. and Mrs. on set and became Mr. and Mrs. in reality.
Yeah, and then we had a kid on set, and then a daughter on set, and then we got a daughter in reality.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Have you did that?
No, I'm just imagining what the script writers will.
I mean, those script writers, what are they? Clairvoyants?
I have no idea.
We don't have any
idea.
Wait, wait, okay, so let me ask this. Do they sometimes say, okay, Chooks, or
What do you think you do?
what are you doing right now? then when you finish it, they don't go write it down. Is that what happens, Chooks?
I don't know how to do it. Actually, those guys are, is it Clive Wins? I don't know. But they're quite good at what they do. And so far, they've been getting everything right. But right now, we're ahead of, we're
ahead of them.
We have a child, another kid.
You
now.
have a second one?
Yes.
They'll soon give you a second one.
Well, we just hope that someday they'll wake up and write that Chooks becomes a billionaire. And who knows in reality?
Who knows?
Yeah,
Fingers crossed.
I agree with you, girl. I agree with you. Now, you've been together for 7 years.
Yeah.
As Mr. and Mrs. Ikechukwu. How has that been in reality as opposed to the Mr. and Mrs. we see on screen who are always at each other's throats? Because this man always comes up with, I don't even know how to describe it anymore.
Okay.
We call it the speech and the brain.
Yeah, I think that's very close.
You're right.
He's always been the wrong place over the world. Very true.
Chooks.
No, but
What do you think about it? I just can't get over it.
But in reality, his character as Chooks is totally different from who he is as Ike. Totally different. It's like he puts on the costume and he becomes Chooks. He becomes someone else, But at home, I can say the total opposite. Like, he's very into himself, he's calm, he's very calm and responsible, as opposed to Chooks.
That's what acting is all about.
Yes.
You put on that role and you become that person.
Yeah.
So you are a totally different person at home.
Yes, funny enough, I find it hard to convince people that I'm not like Chooks. You see me, I say like, oh, Chooks, you doing that again, Abi? And I'm like, that's character, that's not me.
That's Chooks.
Yeah, but over time, I've come to accept, in quotes, people's reactions and, when they go, what are you up to now? Because they just believe that I'm that character. But it's fun playing character, actually. The character is, it's fun playing character.
So in part of the question I said I was going to ask you guys when I saw what the producers gave us was, how do you rehearse?
Oh, well. Okay, well, because I have her, it's kind of easy. Because when we get home, we get to see the scripts and they send the scripts to us. So we have, you know, we can actually sit at home sometimes and read the scripts most times, you know. But because of the way they churn out the scripts, you know, you get on set, sometimes they give you a new script, you know, and you might just have to read it on set. But because I am married to my fellow actor, I have the liberty sometimes to rehearse at
So you
home.
improvise.
Yes.
You also do a lot of improvising.
Yeah, well, if the
Yeah,
script
to an
allows-
extent.
To an extent, yeah. You know, read at home and speak on set and still do
Have you ever had a situation where there was a conflict of interest based on home and on set?
Like maybe you were having a fight at home and, you know, it kind of...
Yeah.
Honestly, it's never happened. I know it sounds too ideal, but
you fight all the time on set.
yes, you know, but like I said, he's totally different from Chuk. So we've never had any fight that, no, never. It's never happened.
And one of the things that we try to do is that if we have fights at home or have a, you know,
Disagreement.
Don't
at
carry
home,
it to your job.
Yes.
Yeah.
We try to resolve it, even if it's in the car. You get.
On our
we
way to
try
work.
to
Because
resolve
we're going together to go and shoot anyway.
Yes. You know, so that we make that effort to keep home and to keep the work.
So have there been moments where, I'm just imagining, have there been moments where something you did on set or something you saw in a script helped you at home sort out some things?
Well, okay, well, for Chooks, I don't know. There's nothing to take home from that guy.
That's useless.
I mean, you get, because what I take from Chooks is that I know that he's one character that loves his wife. You know, he does some really outrageous things, but in the end, he's
Yeah,
doing it
like
to-
asking her to be kidnapped.
Well, the
That's
whole-
one I still can't wrap my head
that
around.
was a romantic gesture.
That was a romantic gesture in the way he thought about it. You know, he wanted to kidnap his wife and take her to, you know,
Just surprise her.
surprise.
Kidnapped
to
his
give her,
wife.
you know, all
And if
that.
I remember correctly, she fought the kidnappers and then the police arrived or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, and he
yes,
got
yes.
arrested.
And he got arrested.
Oh, Chooks got arrested.
You get, so, well, like I said,
Give
you see, there's so many things that you cannot take from that guy. But the only thing I can take from him is that he loves his wife. You know, in his weird way, he does.
Okay, so
Ike loves his wife.
Yes.
okay, so that one ties in. Okay, let's look at it this way. So a viewer, one of your ardent viewers, sent this message, a direct message, not on Twitter. So I should ask, is Ene is supposed to be a good cook, right?
Yeah,
In real life, is Florence a good cook?
I think he's...
No, hold on.
I was going to say he's in a better position to answer the
Oh,
question.
yes. Oh, yes. I can proudly say in my Igbo man's intonation that she is a very good cook.
She's a very good cook.
Yes.
Okay. But then, Florence, is he in real life a stylist?
No, he's not a stylist. He can style himself-ish, but he's not a stylist. I'm the stylist in the family.
Yeah, she's the stylist in the family. She does it both of us. How am I to complain? And she does it pretty well.
Yeah.
But she's a fantastic cook. She is.
Even if you say so yourself. It's all right. Which husband is going to go out on national television and tell the whole world his wife is not a good
No
cook?
smart man would do that.
Right on. Otherwise,
Okay.
he'll have his things outside by the time he gets home.
So, as a couple in the same industry, how have you been able to cope with the demands of your job?
Demanding what?
The demands of the job. You're both
Living
on the
home
same
for long
show.
periods, for shooting and all
How have you
that.
been able to cope? Because the real life is different from make-believe. So, how have you been able to cope? How have you been able to run through it?
I think for me, having a support system has really helped me, and that comes in the form of my parents, my mom, and my help. So when I do have to be on set for a long period in time, I have their support as well. And then
Hold on.
also,
You see, on Tinsel, you have this thing about your father being a support system.
there's actually my auntie.
On Tinsel, yeah, being a support system. So, you see, I told you there was something they were taking out.
Yeah, so apart from that, I think also having him working in the same industry kind of helps. In fact, it helps a whole lot. And then he knows where I am. He knows, okay, they say there's reset now, we have to rest, we're going on break. So when I use whatever term I use, okay, we're shooting a close up, he understands what I'm talking about. So there's no kind of
no ambiguity.
no ambiguity. He knows everything. He knows where I'm going to. He knows when I'll be back. If I say we have like 3 more scenes to shoot, we've not started, he understands. He can say, okay, that will take like 4 or 5 hours. So it's like, it makes things so much easier.
But Chooks, have you thought about maybe breaking out, doing something else
Yes,
from her?
Oh well. Well, actually, I've come up with okay, we have a production company right now, like 1704 Productions, and we're into 1704 1704 Productions.
Okay.
And we just did a TV series. Sorry, an online series, 5-episode series, actually showing on African Magic right now, and we've done some shorts films before. Aside that, I started this online comic store called African Comics. That's what I did on my own. I started it, but she saw it, she loved it.
And she's in.
You get so most times whenever we come up with ideas, she's like my soundboard, you know. I tell her, she tells me this. Next thing, we're working on it together, and you know. So
Okay.
to answer that question, I don't think there's anything I do that is really aside, you know, that I don't do without her.
So
Okay.
tell us what is the biggest challenge you've had being a couple on set and being a couple in real life?
Can you think of
Do we
any?
have it's your question, not mine.
Oh, ouch. The biggest challenge. I don't think I can. I can't think of any at the top of my head. Like,
Florence, let me say this in pidgin. Florence, you dey lie. You know if you tell me say after
no
how
challenge,
many
Abby.
years of
I can't believe it. No, but really, I would think that if there was really a challenge, as in if you want to just
You
ask me, it
remember.
will come to mind, you know, and then because it's not coming to mind, then I can't be lying.
you just
Can
leave
I?
it.
Okay.
Just enter
All right,
character.
Florence. Apart from Tinsel, have you acted in any other, like a movie, for instance? This is a soap.
Yes, I have. I have. I did 2 movies, last year. Oratory and Badamasi.
I'm not even sure that I would recognize you, you know?
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah, because I just saw that 2 girls.
I'm not sure I would recognize you in any other role apart from Ene. Because you're so Ene
Yeah,
that I can't imagine you being anybody else but Ene.
In fact, there was a day I went to the supermarket without my wedding ring, and a woman actually accosted me. That was before we got married. She scolded me like, "Where's your wedding ring?"
Before you got married in real
Yeah,
life.
before I got married to him in real
You
life.
said, but I'm not married.
Yeah, but I was still, joking. I was like, "Oh, it's at the goldsmith." She was like, "No, don't tell me that. You always have to. Why will you go around without your wedding ring? Why?" So a lot of people they've gotten so used to.
And they had even married you off to him before you actually married him.
It was a done deal for them. So.
So what if you had married somebody else?
I don't know. I can't imagine it. Oh, isn't that sweet?
Okay, we have to go on a very quick break. When we'll come back, we'll look at what next for this wonderful couple. To stay with us. And that's delight. God, what a thing.
Chooks, you will kill person.
Okay, so now that happens to be a couple, real life couple as well, right?
Yeah.
So did they ask you guys for tips before? Because obviously you got married before them. They ask you for tips when they started dating in real life.
I don't think they need to. You're just looking at us, That's enough tips.
That's enough.
Just looking at us, I guess we're like their model.
I hope we can drag that couple here when it's asking some questions.
Right, and so what's in the future for you?
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that's you singular or you plural.
It's plural.
Okay,
So
all
it's
right,
plural.
fine. So it's you plural.
Yeah.
So before you go there,
Okay.
just quickly, what do you do besides acting?
Okay, well, I direct and she produces. And I'm also into comics. Like I said, I have an online platform where we actually sell online comics.
So what do you do cooking?
No. No, I produce as well. Like, film has always been our love. Like, it's been our bonding factor. I mean, we both studied theater arts,
Yeah.
so it's been in our life, life plan for as
DNA.
long as I can remember. So it only goes without saying that we toe that line.
Okay, so what's the future plan?
The future plan is to make bigger and better films. I mean,
TV.
we're so passionate about filmmaking and TV that I don't think I can see my future without it. It's right there. It's right there.
Are you a comedian, by the way?
I get asked this question a lot of times, and I always tell people that I'm more of a comic than a comedian, because I feel,
Please
from my own
differentiate.
my own definition, I feel that comedians are they say funny things. While comics, they do funny things, and for me I believe I'm a comic in terms of my facial expressions, in terms of the way I deliver the lines, my actions, and all that. I make people laugh that way.
I'm not talking about on set. I'm talking about in real life.
In real life, yeah. Yes, a lot of people. She's been trying to convince me to go full time, to toe that line, and I've been considering it.
Oh, you have been?
Yes.
Okay.
I have.
All right.
I
So
have.
we're
If you had an
expecting...
advice for a guy who has a colleague that he's working with and he's thinking of, what would you say to him?
Well, if your heart, if your heart, because for me, if it was either her or no one else at that point in time, it was her. I was really into her. I loved her personality. I loved her charm. I loved her, and I remember the day she made me act her out. She came to me and she told me,
made you ask her out.
Yeah,
I
was
was
stalling.
stalling at the point. I don't know why. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But she came to me and she told me that her parents wants to marry her off to a guy who's in Australia. And I was like, marry you off? No, I want to date you. And that was where I decided to tell her how I felt and all that. So
It took her prompting for you to come out with your intentions.
Sometimes we can be,
Chicken.
well,
I need a nudge or two.
So
Wait,
would you
call a spade a
advise
spade,
any
you were
lady
chicken.
who had a guy like that to do the same thing you did?
Yeah, but I knew he wanted us to go out. I knew the signs were there. I could see it. I felt it.
Even though you didn't have the courage to say it.
Yeah, so I just felt like for me, I'd gotten to a point where I said, okay, if he doesn't take action right now, after I said this to him, then I'll just move on with my life. So when I said that, he got threatened, and
He beats bait.
yeah, so if a girl notices that, it will help the issue, then just nudge him.
Help him
just
along.
a bit,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chooks and Ene, Mr.
Yeah.
and Mrs. Okechukwu.
Yeah.
It's been fun having you. Thank you
you.
very
Sorry,
much
Mr.
for
and
coming.
Mrs. Obi and Mr. and Mrs. Ikechukwu.
Yes.
And that's where we draw the curtain on today's show. Thank you for spending this time out with us this Saturday. I'm Alera Edu, wishing you a very happy weekend, and please stay warm. The rains are here, the cold is here, and stay out of trouble. And don't forget, coronavirus. Stay safe.
I'll start from that point. Stay safe. Please observe the protocol, social distancing, wear your mask, wash your hands as often as possible, sanitize. Don't go out unless you need to. Call a friend, call a neighbor, find out how they are doing, send a text message, do something to show someone you care. You don't have to go to show that you care. Pray as well if you know how to pray. And please stay safe. I'm Neo Tagbe. Be the best you can be. See you next week Saturday.